Let's go to the men's. First game off the get-go, the Ipswich Force with their 13-3 record, a nice record by Shane Hill, who should probably be favorite for Coach of the Year.
You would assume so, but hey,
who knows? We might get my boy, and your Roachy might get it. I don't know who works in the office, but he's had a stellar season. He's 3-7 or something now. He made the playoffs though, so that might be a good enough thing to get him in there. It's Coach of the Year. But I think Hammer's got to be the leading guy for that. But anyway, they're hosting the putrid Bundy Bulls. I'm sorry, mate. 5-11, you're going to get called putrid. Forget about the fact that you guys, dysfunctional, all that stuff that happened all through this course of the season. 5-11, you have no right being there. You're going to get humped by Ipswich. I just don't see any way that you will. Gleason will be there. Hammer's taking it nice and easy at Gleason. It's at King's training down there. Ben Allen has decided he wants to rebound and play inside. There's no size whatsoever. Shackelford's got big numbers and a big ego, but he's not big.
And Brett Stewart only plays like 15 minutes. The only guy who is actually taller than 6'7", so 6'5". Yeah.
And he's a rookie. And, he's got a long way to go. Yeah. But he's not.
And you're missing Michael Galata, who had a decent season. Pretty much Ipswich has Zaron.
Man, it's a 5-11 team playing a 13-3 11 in the playoffs. How the hell is that possible? I mean, if this was Ipswich Townsville, great. That's a nice matchup. That'll be a heck of a game.
Yeah.
That would be a really good game because I know Townsville beat it, but it's not. It's Bundaberg, who lost their last game to Toowoomba at home by 14.
Yeah.
I mean, God, Roderick Stewart's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
Shackelford gathers Player of the Week awards and rebounds and points, but not victories when it's necessary. Shane Davis, been there for a while. I just don't see it happening. Ipswich have come in there. Hammer's got roles to find. The guy they picked up from Sandringham, Zarin Ferretti, strokes the heck out of the ball. He's got bangers like Stolberg. He's got
Robert Manson.
So I mean, I think he's got all the pieces in the puddle, and I expect them to win and go into the next round and book their ticket to Rockhampton.
Well, for me, Ipswich is one of the. If any team has the chance to upset Rocky or Mackay in the semis, I think it's Ipswich. I just think that they've got a good core team, and I know if Bundy by any miracle make it to the semi-finals, give the Coach of the Year to Darren Roach.
Oh well, it's the same guy's voting for Coach of the Month. He probably will win it. He'll probably win it anyway because he's made the playoffs. The 5-11 record.
Can I ask you something? I was talking to Dale Ryan on the weekend, and he was saying to me, if Brisbane made the playoffs, they would have beaten Ipswich. You agree with that?
Hell no. Dale, I don't know what you were smoking that night to make that statement, but not in a million years would you beat Ipswich. I'm sorry. I watched you guys play. That was about as good as you can play, and I thought Gold Coast toyed with you. But no, I don't agree with that statement. They finished 4-12.
Yeah. Ipswich
are 13-3. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Dale doesn't do drugs. What are you doing, man?
It must be the shoe polish that he uses.
It must be the hair dye affecting his call. That's an interesting statement. But Dale is the ultimate optimist. And look at the chicky pull. I mean, come on. Some things are possible, right? Let's go on to the next game, which will be on Saturday at the South Pine Sports Complex, where Northside Wizards, who have come off of back-to-back losses, but they didn't have to because they were in the pool of ease. They've been the #1 seed in the pool of ease. They will be hosting the Gold Coast Rollers, who are the hottest team in the league on a 5-game winning streak. I think we watched them play last week, and they're much more impressive than they were in the season. I think Mickey Conlon has worked out his rotation, and guys are, I don't know if they're happy with his roles, because he got a lot of talent, but he's got roles defined now.
Yeah.
And they're as deep as anyone. I would argue that they, could be the form team in the South, but Ipswich's record is a little bit better, but Yeah, they look good last week. You know, he's got all the bits and pieces. McGregor, you know, NBL veteran, big. He's got Gurney starting to play the game well. He's got the kid Parr, you know, aggressive. He's an energy type guy. Timmy Smith trying to, you know, go out in his last season like he did 10 years ago and win a championship. Adam Dara, same thing. He's got veterans. He's got a nice group. He's got the American Willard Johnson. You know, they've got all the little bits and pieces there, man.
Jaden Tom, Darius. They've got a lot of players, and when you get hit by injuries, like, it's something that you go, yeah, you've got to have some depth in that team, and I just think Northside don't have the depth to.
No, Northside can beat anyone. They got Zach Carter and they got Hurd. Those two dudes can get 40 between them, both. You know, in there any given day. I don't know whether they can because they probably won't get enough of the ball, but you know they've got those two guys and they can fill it up. They're a chance, man. They're a chance against anyone when you have guys that can score like that. You know, Broom is probably the best athlete in the comp. You know, still hasn't put his mark on the competition yet. And if he's going to, it's now. Now's the time, Broomy, for you to come up with an 18 and an 18 and give some support inside because you're going to be needing to do it because the Gold Coast should dominate them inside.
I think the biggest matchup for me that will play a big part is point guard. Michael O'Neill versus Adam Dara. I think that's where you're going to win the game or lose the game. Because you know you're going to.
I think it's an even Steven toss-up, myself included. You know, and I think, I think Booger's got the better team to skipper. You know, the depth-wise, but you know they've got their own energy guys. Josh Van Den Broek. You know, I mean, so you know they're not without a chance. But me, I just like the way Gold Coast are playing. I think Mickey C. showing everybody why he was Coach of the Year last year because he's starting to put the team together. You want to be 5 wins in a row, not backing in with 3 losses in a row. And they are the hottest team, but you know it could go either way. But I still think Northside do have a tendency to gag at the last hurdle. Last year they did make it to the semis, first time ever I think since the 2 leagues combined that they've made the final. And I think they're going to go back to their old thing of failing at the quarterfinals. So. You know, prove me wrong. I just think Gold Coast are one of the hottest teams in the league. So,
yeah, I agree with you.
You agree?
Yeah.
You're easy. So last game in Mackay at the Crater. Mackay hosting Cairns. I originally would have picked Cairns, but you've got some scoop. You want to share it with the viewers?
I talked to
with the viewer, like singular.
Oh come on! It's not that bad of a show. I think we have some fans. Do we? Okay.
People come just because they don't like us or like me. That's okay. You need to get a ticket and get in line.
I talked to Brad Burden and he was telling me that several of his players like Aaron Grabau, James Comino, James Mitchell, Dusty Reichert have been injured.
And are not playing.
And are not playing. I think the majority of them are already done for the season.
That's why it's his show, ladies and gentlemen. He's got the scoop.
I've been told that Cairns is only having 7 fit players heading to the finals. So
and I thought a Marlins team with those guys in it had a legitimate chance to win the whole thing. Seriously, some of the teams they brought out, and it's herein lies part of the problem when you've got an NBL team with half your team. It's the same as the Siebel comp where the NBL start training and they just take their players, which I understand that, but they all try and cute Queensland basketball trying to run this as their flagship competition, and they're all injured or all got to train and then they're dead. So the end product at the end of the year, double-edged sword. You play them because you get wins, you get people come out interested watching NBL guys, and it's the same with the Siebel. You're getting these guys are dog tired, so it's basically who's going to have the longevity, and probably not having NBL guys at this time of the year is not a bad thing, unless you've got a real sympathetic NBL coach, and most aren't. Most don't care, because they've got livelihoods and stuff to hang their hat on. They have to have their players there, but it just takes away from the spectacle, because this would have been a hell of a game. I just don't see with 7 players missing the caliber of player you say that they're going to have a hope in hell. Mackay.
They would have struggled even if they didn't have, if they had the whole team, because Mackay is the defending champions. They've got great guards, they've got really big bigs. They've got a solid.
Really big bigs. You heard it here. That's Chris speak. Big bigs. They're big bigs. I love it. So you're talking about Vandy. You're talking about
Kingman.
Wookie.
Yeah.
They've got two big guys, but that is big, big. Two bigs, big. I like it. I like that, man. That's you all over. That's Chris the Greek speak. Greek speak.
We interrupt this show. We'll bash Stripes with a tripod, and we'll come back.
No, let's just keep going.
Okay.
So
We'll do it after the playoffs.
I like Braden Hobbs. Big fan of Braden Hobbs. I see he's signed to go to Spain next year.
That is a huge signing because Spain first or second division.
I'm not sure. I'm sure you can work it out and tell us next week.
Yeah, but I'm saying like even second division, like
as good money as they get in the NBL. So, and it's a nice place. He's at Cazares or somewhere like that.
Canaries?
No. It's got a Z in it. But I just saw he got signed, and that's a great sign. I'm a big fan of Braden Hobbs, so I wouldn't mind seeing him in Spartan colors one day. But did I say that on the air? I did, didn't I? But I just think, the basketball queens are telling you Aaron Grabeau, Dusty Rykard. No, they're not going to be there. Maybe Kerry Williams just re-signed. I see. Gee, that was a surprise, Fernie. You're really going to sign Kerry Williams? Like nobody knew the last 2 years you've held. Everybody knows you're going to sign Kerry Williams, man. So Kerry has started to come on the end.
And Dwayne Vale, like they do have some guys there that can actually compete with Mackay, but I just
You take Grabeau, you take Rykard out of the equation. They're not going to happen. So it's going to be Mackay is going to win that game, I think. And like you say, Mackay are the champions, so somebody beats them, and that place will be packed and it'll be howling. And they love to beat Cairns. They love to beat Down. They love to beat anyone. And they love to beat those northern cousins.
And they've beaten both Cairns both times they've played.
Yep, and like I said, it's tough to beat them 3 times, but I don't see it happening. I see Mackay doing it easy.
Yeah.
Which would set up, if that's the way it goes, it would be Rocky, Gold Coast, Mackay, Ipswich, I believe. Yeah. That's how I see it happening. And, I agree with you. I think Ippy have a chance to get that win, possibly. I don't give, Goldie a chance to beat Rocky and Rocky. I don't really give anybody a chance to get Rocky and Rocky. I know Shane Hill's pretty confident. He thinks they can do it. He thought they were unlucky to lose up there last time. This is a final, though, now, mate, and I don't think you've seen Rocky. You've been there, but you haven't been there for a final. Dude. It's a madhouse.
And I'm hoping that I can make it for next weekend. Go to the. I've been to Rocky, the stadium, but I've never been to a QBL match. I'm hoping I can make it for next week. So.
Well, it's definitely being the host up there, and so that means if it works out that way, Gold Coast, you got to pay for two teams to go. I hope you can do that. We're going to see some.
I'm just curious, though.
Bake sales and car washes and all kinds of stuff happening down at the Gold Coast.
So what, are they going to have to get Tim Smith semi-naked and start doing the car wash?
They want to raise money, not get fined. That's not going to raise money for them.
Sorry, Timmy.
You are the man, too.
Yeah.
So, that's it. We'll see how we go.